Good morning, Tuesday morning, beautiful day. It's absolutely gorgeous. Good morning. Okay, good morning. Procrastination. Procrastination. Are you a procrastinator? How are you putting off stuff that could be getting done and you're not doing it? So, what is procrastination? Good morning, James Blackwood. How are you today? Good morning, Mr. Grant. Right, procrastination. P for procrastination. So, like a lot of things, procrastination can fall into mild, moderate or severe. And I guess when you're at the severe level of procrastination, that's where it would be helpful. Morning, Mr. Grant. How are you? Right, procrastination. Putting stuff off. Not getting tasks done. So let's talk a little bit about why that is. Why do we procrastinate? Well, procrastination is probably more of a modern day phenomenon than it is with our ancient ancestors, because our ancient ancestors, procrastination would have meant that we would not eat that day, or we might get attacked by another tribe or indeed a wild animal. So procrastination 50,000 years ago would have been somewhat different than it is today. It's so are you a procrastinator? Is it affecting your life? Are there things that you could be getting done and you're not getting done? So the part of the brain that, morning Jacqueline, morning Clark, right, procrastination. So in order to do any task, it means that we've got to think. Now, the thinking part of our brain it's a whole lot more hard work to utilise our thinking part of our brain than it is to be engaged with our social fun party part of our brain. So doing mindless things when you're tired, scrolling through Facebook or channel flicking Netflix when you're tired, because there's absolutely no thought has to get put into it, and that's what makes it easy. So what are the main components? Well, anxiety ties into procrastination. Feelings of anxiety. You've got different types of procrastinators. Oh gosh, try to utilise my brain here. You've got like the thrill seeker, you've got the avoidant. There's 4 or 5 different types. So there are types of people that actually get pleasure out of putting things off until the very last minute, and then in the midnight hour they get the essay completed or the sales targets for work created, or get themselves set up to do something and they do that last minute. And the reason they do that is because there's a dopamine hit, there's a biochemical response to being a thrill seeker, to doing things last minute. So procrastination. Now, we live in a nation of procrastinators, and as I said, some people have mild, moderate or severe procrastination. Some people just avoid it. But if we're continually, in my opinion, when you're working with somebody that's procrastinating, and generally you see it less in clients, you see it a lot when you're doing work with college students or at universities, right? And there's a lot of procrastination goes on in there. So school, college, university. Although people that work would also procrastinate, you see it more, or I've seen it more and more of. So it's always asking what's going on underneath it, what's going on. Morning Franco, morning Gordon, hope you're well. Morning Heather, right? And yeah, there's an area of stress But what happens when we put things off, and it's back to this, it's amazing how everything's so interlinked, isn't it, in mental health? But there's an anxiety around about procrastination. There's also a panic around procrastination. There's also guilt around procrastination. So, oh, there's another day we've not started that. Now, it could be that we're not starting a task. It could be that we're not starting a piece of work that needs to get done. But it could be that we're actually putting off something that's debilitating to our health. We could procrastinate about a lump that we've got in our thigh or our groin, or backache or toothache, or starting that diet, giving up sugar. We might have been diagnosed with diabetes and we realise, or we might have a diagnosis looming over our head. So we can procrastinate and put many things off. It's not just procrastinating about getting that job application filled in, or procrastinating about, okay, so maybe you're drinking too much, maybe you're eating too much, maybe you're not fit enough. Now, when you look to stop a behaviour, so let's just say fitness, right? Now, fitness is going to benefit you. It's got a benefit to it. So you're going to start going out and you're going to start cycling. You're going to start walking. You're going to start doing something, right? There's a benefit to that. So there's one part of your mind wants the benefit. There's another part of your mind wants you to stay stuck. You're going to stop drinking. You're going to stop smoking. But you put it off and you put it off and you put it off. You put these behaviours off because somewhere there we're identified with the guilt and the shame about the behaviour. So if we were to give up that behaviour that we feel guilty about or shameful about, then we're actually giving up the shame and the guilt. So procrastination, it's not just, I'm going to leave putting in a piece of work for a long time, right? It's not just that, far from it. There are many deeper and hidden reasons as to why we procrastinate. And it's like finding ways that works for you. So what I've found in myself is that I'm a morning person. I wake up the back of 4, back of 5 most mornings. I get the most amount of my energy first thing in the morning, right? I'm not a night hawk. I start to slow down. Probably the most effective I am is somewhere between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. Right, that's my most effective hours. So if I'm going to do something, I would choose to do it. I would make sure that I'm getting it done in the morning. So if I've got something to write, I'll always write it in the morning. Now, what we've got is procrastination, motivation, and impulse control are all tied in and all linked together as well, right? So are there places where you're not starting a project because you know that it's going to have some benefit for you, right? So if it's stopping drinking, stopping smoking, starting exercising, okay, so look at why you don't want the benefit. Well, I do want the benefit. And then we would have a bit of back and forward. Well, I do want the benefit. I do want to go on the diet, or I do want to start exercise, or I do want to give up alcohol. Okay, so there's a benefit to that. But by not doing it, you're not receiving the benefit. So let's just imagine that at an unconscious or subconscious level in your brain, you actually don't want the benefit. Because what would the benefit mean that you would have? Well, the benefit means that there's a responsibility in there. There's a responsibility of keeping it going. There's a fear of failure. There's a fear that if we fail, we're a perfectionist. So if you're procrastinating and it's become chronic and you're looking to get help for it, let's just not look at it as you keep putting off tasks and you're leaving things to the last minute to get it done, right? There could be something a lot deeper going on than what you're actually thinking there is. Now, guilt, you feel guilty about not getting it done. You feel shameful about not getting it done. There's a high level of anxiety by procrastinating. But it's also, procrastinating's like, how can I say it? Like a fag break, like going for a cigarette break, like taking a little holiday. It's like having a little moment to yourself. So you wake up, you have to get ready for work, First thing you do is you open up your phone. and you start checking Facebook or social media platforms, or you distract yourself with mindless activities that are not really going to benefit you, other than it's like giving you a little break. So where this is paradoxical in its nature is that by looking at Facebook, it feels as if it gives you a break, but it's also going to make you late for work. So then it puts in another level of added stress. So on one side of the coin with procrastination, you're getting what feels like a little break from work, because you go and you want to watch videos on cats, or you want to do online shopping, and you're sitting at your work and you should really be focusing on the 15 phone calls that you've got to make that day, right? But what happens when you go in, what happens to us all is when we look at a task, so we go into work, for an example, and we've got 15 phone calls to make that day, and we look at the 15 phone calls that sat in front of us. Well, our prefrontal cortex, our thinking brain, sees it and pretty much just goes, ah, right, just freaks right out. So it's like information overload in the prefrontal cortex. So then you just start distracting yourself with scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, or checking your emails, or whatever it is that you can do, right? So if you're looking for help around procrastination, the ways that I find it's helpful to work is find out when you are your most productive, right? You know, like a lot of people like to start new patterns of behaviour on a Monday morning. Monday, people are like, right, I'll start my diet on Monday, right, I'll stop doing this on Monday, right, I'll start exercising on Monday. So some people do that, not all. Some people find it easier at the weekend when they've finished the work. Right, we're going to start our new regime on a Saturday, or whatever, right? So first of all, find out when you're most productive, when you work at your best. Find a day that works best for you, right? The best way to eat an elephant is chop it down into little pieces. So if you've got a 3,000 word essay, break that up into 10 pieces of 300 and break it down into small parts. Look at what the benefit would be, right? This is where it starts to get a wee bit, we dig a little bit deeper. Look at the benefits that you would get from achieving your goal. What would the benefits be from this? Now, let's say the benefits would be, as I said, feeling thinner, feeling more energised, feeling more productive, feeling more motivated, feeling more included, whatever those things might be, right? If you're putting them off, and if you're putting those things off and you're not getting the benefit because of your procrastination, then let's look at why you're having an ego defence, or there's a blockage or a resistance to the benefits, right? If you are thinner, you are more attractive, right? So if you're thinner, you're more attractive. You might then get attention from members of the opposite sex. Now, if you've got an unconscious belief that you're very, very shy, for an example, and that you don't want attention, and attention embarrasses you, then you're going to put off a positive behaviour or a positive set of changes to avoid getting attention. Does this make sense? It's like your unconscious mind, there's one part of you wants it, but what would come along with that is a new level of responsibility. So is it the procrastination that you need to deal with, or is it the new level of responsibility that you need to deal with? Okay, so why do we procrastinate? Now, it's been tied along with like labels such as lazy. It's got nothing at all to do with being lazy. It's more to do with stress. It's more to do with a way of managing stress. It's more to do with guilt and panic. And it's got a lot to do with impulse. And those people that have difficulty with impulse control will have difficulty with procrastination as well. Right? So, that's the wee blurb this morning. Procrastination. We all suffer from it. I think, what was it? Studies would show that 25% of people in the UK are serious, severe. They're on the severe spectrum of procrastination. So why put off today what can be done? So get after it. Start looking at the reasons why you're putting it off. What's the benefits you're going to get from it? Why do you not want the benefits that it might give you? What's the guilt around it? Are you getting into a cycle of guilt around about your procrastination? And is there somebody that could help you with it and hold you accountable? Because if we don't have people holding us accountable, that can make it more difficult as well. But then you get into an area where if people are there to hold you accountable, i.e. bosses, management, etc., and you're not, and you're procrastinating, then procrastination could be then linked into passive-aggressive behaviour on your or our part. So procrastination is not just one singular. There's many different types of it, and there's many different reasons why we could be procrastinating, but only you will know that if you start to uncover the truth behind it. And I would encourage anybody to do their own research on it and start to look at the deeper meanings as to why you are choosing procrastination over getting the jobs done. So have a fantastic Tuesday. I believe the weather is to be very good in Scotland today, so if you can, enjoy it, get some of that vitamin D. And fear of failure, Mags. Fear of failure. Yep, indeed. Fear of failure, just put it off. I'm a perfectionist, so if I put it off, I'm not going to fail. But again, paradoxical, putting it off is a failure. It's just goes round in circles. Right, everybody, have a fantastic day. Wishing you all the very best. Thanks for being part of this journey. It means a lot. Have a great day. Bye.